Welcome to the San Antonio Snap Count. We're glad to be back here. I'm producer, and this time I'm hosting this, so we'll see how it goes. Here we have Josh, who is now the president of the San Antonio Toros. So, welcome to the Snap Count. Of course, you're familiar with it; you're a big part of it, but we're welcome you here. What we're going to do today is that we have some questions. I have some questions that I thought up that I wanted to ask Josh in regards to the San Antonio Toros and get his answer for him. Most of these he doesn't know what they're going to be, so we're going to get some good answers from him in regards to that. But before we get into those questions, Josh, first of all, how are you doing?
Well, let me start off with saying, what is up, everybody?
There you
We're
go.
back. Me and producer are back out here in the cow pasture. It's just a different cow. You can see I got my Toro swag, and of course, everybody knows we still, our hearts are still a little hurt, but we're sticking true to our roots. We got the San Antonio Snap Count now. Producer is full time on the Snap Count, writing articles, producing shows. He's got Snap Count on Twitter. At SA Snap Count is my Twitter handle. I need to get producer's Twitter handle on here, but anyway, so we're kind of changing roles. I am no longer running all this stuff. Producer took over. He is paid, so don't let nobody out there feel sorry for him. He's getting paid for this. But I appreciate him having me on, and this is going to be our first interview on the Snap Count as team president and producer, fully running this. So I do not know the questions, so I'm looking forward to that. So it's going to be fun. Look forward to it.
Yeah. And so yeah, I'm glad to do this. It's been a while since we've been on here, but you're always really good with the introduction, so thank you for that. We want to pop up some graphics real quick and show y'all some information here, a couple of QR codes. Get to know the Toros. Go ahead and scan that one and find out information about the team. We want to get that out as much as possible to help people to get to know about the Toros. And then also you'll see that other one, join the Stampede, become an owner. These are some graphics we'll get into a little bit more later on. That's the one question that Josh was kind of aware that we're going to get to. So we're going to get these up here and let you take a look at them, and we'll get back to them as one of the questions here as we go through them. So, are you ready to go through some questions?
Let's get it. I'm ready.
All right. So these are the questions. There's 6 questions, and the ones that I thought that people would be most interested in. The first one is that I think people would like to know: what can fans expect in regards to the quality of the play on the field once the Toros start playing? So what do we expect on the field? How may it relate to other leagues that we've seen?
Yeah. I think the talent in the field is going to be amazing. We have so many players already signed up through our portal on our CFLToros.com website. We got over 40 players at the moment. As you know, our roster size is 50 for camp and 36 during season with some um, extra roster spots to help us with injuries. So we're really looking at max 40 players on the roster at any one time during season. So we already got that many sign up that want to play for us. As far as quality, man, there's players that have talent on all levels that have expressed interest. I'm talking Division 1 players in college, Division 2 players, like all conference Division 2 players. We got players that have played for the UFL. We've had players that have had practice squad invites on the NFL. And so, if I was to say what type of football, what quality we want to see on the field, I say it's going to be a great quality. I say it's going to be definitely UFL quality. Our coaching staff's going to be amazing. We got a guy, Stan Bedwell. Most people know him, follow him on Twitter, that are part of this alternative football world. He's an air raid guru out of the Hal Mummy camp, and he actually goes around the country teaching people and certifying people to run the air raid. So you already know we're going to have a high-powered, high-flying offense. Our head coach, Ronnie Viglaric, he has been coaching for 40 plus years at all levels, from high school to college to the NFL level of coaching. He's a master organizer, and he's an O-line guy. Spent most of his career coaching O-line. And I, as everybody knows, offensive line guys are some of the smartest guys on the field at all times. And we got defensive coordinators that are not announced yet, but they're all great quality. So we have great coaching, NFL level coaching, and we got UFL Division One, Division Two type players going to be on our squad. So we're not taking guys that are off the street. This is not going to be me and producer here. Me and don't have a chance of making the team, right? These are athletes, and we got good athletes, and we got great coaching, and it's going to be awesome. Quality is going to be high.
Yeah, no, that sounds impressive. Considering that we've had, going back to the Commanders, and then we had a UFL team, the Brahmas, and the quality of play there. It's good to see that it sounds like that similar quality or same type of quality is going to continue on here, and so we look forward to seeing the on the field product then with the Toros. Well, okay, let's get on to a second question. My second question for you is in regards to the game day experience. We're used to being in the Alamo Dome. That doesn't seem like that's going to be a possibility in this case, but fans want to enjoy that game day experience. So, what can fans look forward to or expect as far as a game day experience?
Professional football. The Alamo Dome was sort of a possibility. We did talk to the officials with the dome. We could afford to play in the dome. Um, I just don't think that we're there yet. We want to make sure that it's a little bit more intimate of a setting. And I mean, if we take one thing that we learned from the UFL, a smaller stadium that looks packed or looks like it's full
Hmm.
is something that's going to help with optics. We're going to be able to be streamed and televised and all that. All those stuff's coming down from the league. It should be coming out soon. We're getting close. But definitely, we're going to have video boards, marquees, sound, hype man. Just this past week, we met with a couple of cheerleading groups. So we're going to have professional cheerleaders on the field for every home game. They're going to be out in the community, out in the public, going to events and everything. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to have different ticket packages. Some of them are going to be inclusive. And one of the things that we made a priority is beer. We're definitely going to have beer in our stadiums, and we're going to have beer sponsors, and we're going to have areas where VIP people can go in there and have their own little walk up bar and not to wait in line and have a good game day atmosphere. We're going to have music. We're going to have professional football. We're going to have action. And then we're going to have fans helping us hammer out all the details. So we're going to have a fan advisory board, and we're going to have a group of fans sit down and tell us what they want to see at the game day. And then we're going to do our best to add that. We're going to definitely make sure it's themed to San Antonio. We are Poodle San Antonio, so don't be surprised if a lot of the different activities you see out there on the field are familiar to you. But we're gonna make it professional football. We got sound, we got everything. I mean, I don't really think there's anything missing from what our game day feel is going to be compared to any professional football game that I've been to. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good. And you kind of touched on some of those options as far as beer and stuff like that, having maybe a separate bar, uh, premium options. I was going to ask about that. I don't know how much information you have available for that, but as far as premium options, what may be available for the fans?
Yeah, I can tell you that we're going to have uh, very affordable seating. It's going to be pretty simple. If you're between the 40-yard lines, it's going to be a certain price. If you're outside those yard lines, it'll be a little bit cheaper. And then I don't know the exact price point yet. We're still working on that, but it's going to be in the $20 range. It's not going to be anything crazy. We're working on having a standing room only section. We're still working out the details, so that may or may not happen. But if I had a magic wand and I would wave it, we would take one of our end zones, put a couple of bars down in there and have a roped off or separated place for the fans to stand and have those little stand up lean to tables type deal. And I'm talking charge $5 or $10 to get in there if you want to be just in this crowd, and then it'll all be incorporated in the game day field. So there's a lot going on that we're gonna have. We'll get into it later, but there's possibility to become an owner. So we're going to have the people that actually become owners of this team. They're going to have a section to sit in with perks and things that are going to come along with being an owner. They're going to be recognized during the games. They're going to get treated like an owner should get treated. And, so it's going to be awesome. So we're going to have a bunch of different packages for everybody. And, man,
Yeah.
it's going to be awesome. And then, if somebody wants a specific package and they want to become an owner and they want X, Y, and Z, all they got to do is ask. There's no bureaucracy. There's not a lot of people to go through to get there. I'm the team president. We got 3 other managing partners, and they're all just like me, pretty cool, pretty laid back dudes that just want to have a good time and see professional football. So the options are limitless. So let us know what you want. Reach out. We're all over social media. Just tell us. We'll see what we can do to make it happen. But we're definitely going to have cheap options. We're going to have some middle of the road options, and then we're going to have some premium options, and all that is going to happen.
That sounds pretty neat. That sounds like you're going to have something for just about anybody. Just to spend a couple of bucks, get in the game, a cheap ticket, stand there, watch a football game, have a bar right there. I mean, what else could you want right there by the field? So that that sounds pretty good. All right, well, so my third question, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I'd like you to get into more detail about it. You mentioned you want to keep this, very unique to San Antonio, the experience, and so maybe you can expound on that a little bit. My third question is, what are you doing to honor the history of the Toros, and that includes, well, their history here. So what are you doing to represent that?
Yeah, well, the first thing we're doing is we stuck to the name and the original colors and scheme of the San Antonio Toros. That was number one. It's also the league that they played in here. The Continental Football League is the league that the Toros played in here in San Antonio. That's number two. The other thing we're doing is community. Everything that we do, we're going to try to have a community feel for it. I'll give you an example. We had an open tryout. Okay. So, yes, we had players come, we had coaches come, we had it televised. It's on our channel here on the SA Snap Count YouTube channel. You can watch the whole tryout if you want. But one of the things we did is we did a food drive at the same time. And that food drive went to local food pantries. So we're definitely going to try to incorporate that same type of model in our game day uh, stuff and what we're doing, and to make sure we stay involved in the community. So,
Mm.
for instance, if you went to the Alamo Dome and you went to a Brahmas game, you paid $20 to park, right? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to let you donate we're going to let you park by doing a donation. The donation doesn't come to us, it doesn't go to the facility, it goes to a charity of the event. So every one of our games, there's going to be a nonprofit that we're going to support locally, and you're not going to have to pay to park. But if you want to donate to park, that donation will 100% get passed through to different charities, and all that stuff's being planned out. It's going to be announced, and we're going to have themes and all that stuff. And every game's going to have a game theme, and the themes are going to be tied to the community. The other thing we're doing to make sure it's Puro San Antonio is uh, we're not doing player allocation like the UFL is, but what we are doing is if you're a local ties to San Antonio and you want to play for the Toros, you're going to be given a little extra benefit because you're local. So we're going to try to get players from the community, from the area that want to play for us, the opportunity to play for us. And so that's going to be another way we're going to try to keep it all about San Antonio. If you look real close, I'll just point up here at the bigger flag, is bigger than my hat. But if you look real close at the Toro there, that's the Alamo. And so if you need to know anything more, we're going to or it's going to be built in everything that we do. We're looking for local sponsors. I don't want a sponsor from Iowa, you know, up north somewhere, from Oklahoma or
Yeah.
from Florida. That I want local businesses, local people be part of our ownership group, be part of our sponsor group. Our packages are super affordable. We've already got a bunch of local businesses on board. We can't really put who they are yet, but it's just if you're a San Antonio business and you want to be part of this, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt over any other business was being it. So charity, local players, keeping San Antonio part of the theme, and making sure our local business community is well represented.
Yeah, that sounds like some really cool ideas. I like the one, the idea you have in regards to parking. That's a unique take on parking. I think that's a great idea, and
Yeah, and that's a
I hope that, yeah,
unanimous desire by all of us. That's what we're going to try to do, and it's going to
yeah.
be
I,
awesome.
I can only hope the San Antonio community shows up and supports that and is giving in that regard. So our fourth question here. And once again, you've kind of touched on this. Maybe expound on a little bit further. We had, as mentioned earlier, we had the Commanders, we had the Brahmas, and so San Antonio. I'm certain that there's people out there that feel a little hesitant about about the Toros. The success or what they may become or how well they're going to do. And so, in regards to that, to kind of maybe settle that a little bit. What's going to be different with the Toros, and what's going to kind of help them that maybe wasn't considered or taken advantage of in regards to the other leagues and other teams?
Yeah, so we'll bring the graphics back up here. You can see the first one that says "Join the Stampede." That's the biggest difference. Is fans have the opportunity to not fake own the team, to literally own the team. Okay,
Mhm.
think Green Bay Packers, but actual stock, right? So what's going to happen is if you scan the Join the Stampede QR code, you can go in there. If and there's a video there that kind of explains things to you. It takes 10 minutes to set up an account. It's going to ask you some questions. You answer the questions, they're very basic. There's not really even a lot of documents you got to upload. It's just basic who you are, what is your interest in this WeFunder, and that's where it's all going through. It's not going into my pocket, it's not going in the league's pocket. It goes through this company called WeFunder. You build your little account in there, and then what happens is it's a simple agreement for future equity. So you are going to buy equity in the team, just like if you have equity in your home. Equity is a higher value than what you owe on your home, right? So you're buying future equity. So your future equity, the only difference is once the team gets appraised and the appraisal comes after we take the field, you will then get a return on your investment of your future equity in stock. So what the exact turn will be based solely upon what the appraised value is, just like with your house. But if you get into this first round of financing, you get a Series A stock, you get the return on your equity through the stock options. And then if you buy any future stock, if we fundraise in the later on down the road for something else, or we allow more fans to become owners after this original fundraise begins, you get all your stock options at a discounted rate. So it's a Series A stock, you get future stock at a discounted rate. Now, you can get a return on your stock. And so the numbers I'm going to give you are completely hypothetical because you don't know what they're going to be until it's appraised. But we're thinking you're going to get approximately 5 to 6 times your money. If you put out a certain dollar amount of ownership stake in the team and then it gets appraised at an approximate number, you'll get an approximate return on investment. So approximately if you put in a dollar and the team appraises where we hope it appraises at our market cap valuation, you can see that on WeFunder, the market cap valuation is a little over 3 million. You're hoping that you will get 6 times your return. So if you buy $1, you do $1 of investment for future equity, essentially the goal is for you to get $6 worth of stock when that equity gets converted, when that future equity agreement concludes and everything gets converted into actual stocks. This is all through WeFunder. It's been done hundreds of times for hundreds of different sports franchises. It's very popular in Silicon Valley for tech startups. There's tons of teams in US, tons of teams in Europe that are doing this. It's just kind of new to the American football world. And it's the reason we're doing this is solely for the fans to feel secure and benefited. If you have a percentage of stock in the team, you own it. That cannot be
Mhm.
taken from you. You will always own that. And so it's just a way of trying to get that fan engagement and buy-in. Please check out WeFunder, do some research on it. It takes 10 minutes to enter in your account information, and then you just put whatever you win. You can start at as low as $100. Once you get the $100 gets your entry level. Once you do any investment above that, the perks start coming with tickets and access to the field and meeting the coaches and meeting the players and memorabilia and merchandise and all this crazy stuff. So just go in there and check it out. But it's future. You're buying equity that will eventually be converted to stock. And that's as simple as I can explain it.
Now, let me ask you a follow up question to that. So, for any fan, of course, that wants to be, hey, this is my team. I want to own this team. They can do that. And you said that there's options do that for as little as $100. Um, but what type of guarantee comes with that? Now, of course, we all hope that the Toros succeed. That's what we want. But worst case scenario, things somehow don't work out. Is there any guarantee that if I invest my money, what's going to happen to that money? Does it disappear? What guarantee does a fan have?
If the equity never converts to stock, translation, if this thing doesn't kick off, if the equity does not ever convert to stock, you get all of your equity back. But once it
Okay.
gets converted to stock, it's like any other stock, okay? Once it gets converted to any stock, it has the ability to fluctuate up and down based upon the success or lack of success by whatever entity you're investing in. Okay. You're taking a chance on any investment. You got your money in a 401k, stock market goes up and down. Okay.
Yeah.
It happens. It's called the stock market. You're buying stock in this team. It is in a market. It's on the WeFunder market. It's a well known worldwide global network of startup investment investors, accredited and non-accredited investors can
Mhm.
invest. Even if you go on WeFunder, you want to invest in, I don't know, a pawn shop in Chicago or whatever's on there. Anybody could use WeFunder to do a startup. We're using it for football. And so if you go into that simple equity agreement with us and it never actually gets converted or liquidated, then you do not get the stock. Therefore, you get all of your money back.
Gotcha. So that's a good guarantee, and so that's really cool. That's a great option. That's something that, to my knowledge, nobody in San Antonio has ever had the option to do with a local team. So now we have that option, and once again, I hope that's something that a lot of people take advantage of. What other time are we going to be able to all say we own a football team that we're fans of? So that's pretty neat. All right. Well, I've got one last question for you. My last question for you is I would like your opinion on where you see not just the team, but the league as a whole, let's say in 5 years. Where do you see all this going in 5 years from now?
5 years, huh? Well, I guess I'll try to answer that. I haven't thought 5 years down the road. Everything's been so compartmentalized. Um, Building a team from scratch, buying a franchise, putting a management group together, and coaches and players and working with the league and all that stuff. It's just like drinking from a fire hydrant at the moment. So I haven't actually sat down and pondered 5 years down the road. Now I have thought about 2 years down the road. So I have thought about what we're going to do after our first successful season. And I
Mm.
think that we are going to just continue to be pillars of the community. We're going to support any and all things San Antonio. We got plans for preseason, which we're in now for 2026, and postseason in 2026 to be out in the community and be seen and also be part of the football community here. We're going to be holding coaches clinics. We're going to be handing youth camps. We're going to be doing everything we can do to support UTSA down here in San Antonio. You will probably more than likely see me at UTSA games. And we're going to get through all that. That's our first year. Second year, we'll just try to grow on our success and support the league. The league itself is 8 teams this year. There are more than 8 ownership groups trying to get in, right? Not all of them have been announced. And so the plan is, it's been communicated down to me from the league, is the strongest ownership groups are getting picked this first go round. Gives the other ownership groups a chance to start building infrastructure. So even while we're playing football, the next city, the next pod, the next conference or division will be getting built behind the scenes so that it's ready to launch in 2027. And some of the markets are amazing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh man, there's a whole bunch of teams in Texas. Well, understand it's by design to help the league be successful. Think of a pod model. We're going to have a Texas pod, a Southern division. We're going to have a pod up north. Everything needs to be within a day's travel vehicle bus ride, essentially, of one another. So then do the math. Where's the other parts of the country that are not represented? Southeast and west and all of that. So just think about it like that. So I see the league growing in the years to come. Will it go straight from 8 to 16? Will it go 8 to 12? I don't know. Will it go to 30 something? I don't know. All I
Yeah.
know is I see after a successful year, the league growing, and as after a successful year for the San Antonios, I see the team getting more entrenched in the community. So those would be the two things that I would see as a primary goals after our first successful season.
Yeah, and hopefully those things happen. We want, of course, as fans, we want that team to be as entrenched as possible. To our community, be a part of the community, and of course, those are some ambitious potential plans for the league, and we want to see those succeed as well. So, those are some things that we definitely hope for. Well, those are the questions that I had. Any final thoughts or anything that you'd like to add in regards to any of those things before we end the video?
Hold on for the ride. That's all
Hold
I
on
got to
to it.
say.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
I believe it's going to be a good ride and a successful one. And so I have my faith in the team in the league, and I can't wait to see the on the field product. That's what we all see, or we all look forward to, and can't wait to see. Of course, there's a uh, recognizably there's a lot of work to do before we get there, right? But I know it's being taken care of. Even if it's not seen in day to day, I'm certain that there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that are day to day things that are helping us get there. So uh, I'll speak on behalf of San Antonio and say that as fans, we no doubt appreciate the organization making sure that all those things get taken care of. So, all
Looking
right.
forward
Well,
to it.
yeah. All right. Well,
What's your? Let me
that
ask you a question. What's your plan
sure.
with this podcast? Let me ask you a question. Are we gonna? Is this the last snap count we're ever gonna see?
Oh man. I certainly hope not. I want to do as many of these as I can possibly get off with my schedule, and I hope you join me for future ones. Maybe at some point I'll do some solo ones. That would be interesting. But this is all new for me, so uh,
Well,
I'm gonna do the best I can
if
with
you
it.
if you need a player or coach or another managing partner or anyone
That
else involved in the organization to
yeah.
come on this podcast and do an interview with you, I got a little bit of pull as a team president, so let
Yeah,
me know.
I think that would be something that would be neat is maybe to interview some of the other members of the organization, some of the other owners.
I think you
That might
should.
be something. Yeah, that
They're
would be
awesome.
really cool. Help the community. A lot of people that have watched this channel, they know you. But what about the other ones? What about everybody
Yeah.
else? So we need to get them on here. I think that's a
Yeah.
great idea. So all right. Well, we'll go ahead and end it there. And I know this is was a Brahma thing, but it carries over well. I think we're going to keep it going, right? The horns forward. All right. Well,
That's the fans' decision.
fans' decision. Okay. Well, I think it would work well, and I think some of the fans that at least I've seen have been on board with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. All right. Let's end it. Let's end it with a horns forward.
Let's go Toros, baby.
Let's go Toros.